Charles Darwin lived at a time when books were readily available, and because he did so much reading, he was able to pull together a lot of different ideas to help influence his theory of natural selection and evolution. In this lesson, we'll learn about some of the ideas that most influenced Darwin. We will identify the conclusions drawn by Hutton and Lyell about Earth's history. Those were two very influential scientists to Darwin. We'll also describe Lamarck's hypothesis of evolution. And finally, we'll describe Malthus's view of population growth. Then we will explain the role of inherited variation in artificial selection. Think about a man and a woman who are both very into exercise, like bodybuilders. They go to the gym every day, they build up their muscles, and then they fall in love at the gym and they get married and they have a baby. Is that baby going to be born with big giant muscles? No. Of course not. Because those muscles came from the hard work of their parents. It's not going to be passed down to the child unless they teach that child the same exercise habits. There was an early 19th century scientist named Jean-Baptiste Lamarck who thought that the traits organisms developed during their life could be passed on to their offspring. Lamarck's ideas and other people's ideas actually influenced Charles Darwin, even though Darwin's ideas contradict much of what Lamarck said. Charles Darwin was profoundly influenced by the work of other scientists. The Beagle's voyage came during one of the most exciting periods in the history of science. Geologists who were studying the structure and history of Earth were making new observations and inferences about forces that shape our planet. Naturalists were describing and analyzing connections between organisms and their environments. These and other new ways of thinking about the natural world helped shape and guide Darwin's thoughts as he proposed hypotheses and gathered data to test them. Many Europeans in Darwin's day believed Earth was only a few thousand years old, and that it hadn't changed much in that time. By Darwin's time, however, a new generation of geologists was thinking in very different ways about Earth's history. Geologists James Hutton and Charles Lyell proposed important hypotheses based on the work of other researchers and on data they uncovered themselves. Hutton and Lyell concluded that Earth is extremely old, and that the processes that changed Earth in the past are the same processes that operate in the present. In 1785, Hutton presented his hypotheses about how geological processes have shaped the Earth. Lyell, who built on the work of Hutton and others, published the first volume of his great work, Principles of Geology, in 1830. This was very influential on Darwin.